What's up, YouTube? What's going on? This is that boy right there, you heard me? Listen, I go by that name, man. Yeah, I go by that name. You know what they call me? They call me Joshua, aka J Story, BKA Miss Thorough. You heard me? Before I get into this video today, I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. Gained two. Slow progress, but it's happening. I want to say thank you for all the love and support from Facebook. My Facebook friends have been telling me, do your thing, keep doing what you do. I appreciate the love and support. Shout out to YouTube for this opportunity, for this platform. But first and foremost, I gotta shout out to God, because without him I wouldn't be here. Just in case you don't know, this channel is not just for disabled, but it's for anybody who just needs to be encouraged, man. But the main focal point is for me to touch one life at a time, In today's video, I'm going to talk about something that's really taboo in the disabled community, and that's dating, That's dating. Why do I want to talk about dating? Because some of these same experiences that a lot of people have gone through, even if you're walking around, even if you're just a regular person walking around, you don't have any disabilities, you have experienced some of these things. But when you're disabled, you tend to deal with a little bit more complexity, if I can say it that way. You deal with a little bit more of situations, First and foremost, I want to say there's nothing wrong with dating someone that is different from you, different meaning, simply they may be of a different ethnicity than you. They may be from a different upbringing than you. They may simply be someone that you never thought that you would date in your life, And like I always say, that different is not always bad. Now, let me get into it. Can I get into it? A person in a wheelchair, we tend to want to be shy, We tend to want to be closed off. We tend to want to stick around people that we're used to. You dig what I'm saying to you? But at the same time, we as people of disability, we are people too. I get a lot of questions such as this. Do you have, for lack of a better term, do you have relations? And I say, well, yeah, I'm a functioning adult like everyone else. I mean, everybody is different, you understand, and but that does not necessarily mean that we don't deserve love, because one thing I want to tell people in wheelchairs and people abroad and people who are listening, you have to know how to market yourself. You don't necessarily have to market yourself and play the wheelchair card, but you have to show certain attributes about yourself that you believe that will get you over into the next step to dating, So I'm going to give you a couple of things that you can accent about you, if you like fashion, you might play up your fashion sense a little bit, If you're good with words, you might use your words a little bit better than what you do. If you're a people person, um, go out a little more, venture out. Even if you don't get out like that, just go to the internet, go to Facebook. There's certain things that you can do in order to find love. Love is not non-existent. Love is still there. So many people have made love a poison thing today, ladies and gentlemen, but at the same time, love is not poison. Love is not poison. Real love still exists. You understand? And the people of the wheelchair community feel like because they're in a wheelchair or such and so on and so forth that it's really hard to do. It's not that hard to do. Yes, you're going to have struggles. Believe me, you're going to have struggles. You have to pay attention to what we call leeches. You understand? People who want you for what they can gain from you. They don't want you for you. And that's in regular society too. Not just in the disabled community alone, but at the same time, that's in regular society too, where you have to be mindful of the people who say they want you, because the thing that you have to look at is what do they want from you? Do they want your heart, or do they want what you have to offer? Because see, when you go for the heart of a person, what they have to offer is love. You understand? But when you go for what they have to offer, you don't really receive love, because your only gratification is what they have to offer you. There's a lot of different people in the world looking for love and wanting to date somebody for them, but there are a lot of people in this world who are shallow, egotistical, all about themselves and all about a dollar. But what I tend to realize and understand is not everybody is that way. You have to navigate the world and find who you need to have your back, Because I'm a man who sits down. Watch this. I'm a man who sits down, but I still stand as a man, because a lot of men don't know how to treat a woman. A lot of times I say jokingly, because I have a very jovial spirit, I say jokingly, you better go get you a man in a wheelchair if you never had one, I swear. Because the point that I'm trying to make is, we are the ones who really want the love. We are the ones who really want to show the love, You can't look at one's mental capacity and say that they don't deserve love. You can't look at one's financial stability and say that they don't deserve love, because each and every person in this world no matter whether you're in a wheelchair, standing up, talking, walking, crawling, you still deserve to date someone. You still deserve to have happiness, because at the end of the day, nobody can love you the way someone loves you if they want to be with you. You see, because you can have caregivers, and this goes for the disabled community. You can have caregivers who love you, but they cannot physically love you the way you need to be loved. I am one of those ones who is an exception to the rule. You know what I mean? Like, I tend to know what I want. I tend to understand what I want. You dig what I'm saying to you? Because a lot of people, and this is for people who are wishy-washy, this is for people who are double-minded. A lot of people say they want a good man or a good woman, and because they're in a certain circumstance, that they will overlook that good man or good woman because they might not be up to their part. They might not be up to their standard, But the thing of it is that looks don't always matter. Why? They're important, ladies and gentlemen, but the thing that I'm trying to get you to realize is this: looks will fade. Looks will change, because when we get older, things are not going to sit the way they used to sit. When we get older, the hair color is going to start to fade. Things are going to start sinking with gravity. You understand? But if your love is genuine, your love will stand the test of time. You hear me? If your love is genuine, you can talk to the ugliest person that you want to and find beauty in the beast. You hear me? I'm going to say that again. You can talk to the ugliest person you want to. And if your love is genuine for that person, you can still find beauty in the beast. We need to learn, disabled people, that we should not stop at, oh, if I can't talk to someone disabled. Now, let me put this out here. I'm not saying if you're uncomfortable talking to a regular, everyday person, if you're uncomfortable doing that, by all means, go for what you know. I'm not telling you you must talk to a person that's walking around. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is you need to venture out of what you know. Because how do you know if someone is really going to like you, or if someone is really going to want to be with you, if you're stuck on one genre of person, if you're stuck on one type of person, and this goes for anybody who's trying to be on the dating scene or in the dating community. You have to stop looking at people with your naked eye and see them with your spiritual eye, which will allow you to see the heart of that person. Because when you look at the heart will identify who the true person is. Yes, I may be sitting in front of this camera, but do you know my heart? Do you know how much it means to me to be loved by someone? Do you know how much I'm worth to my family? Do you know how much I'm worth to people who know me? This is the way you have to identify yourself. Ma'am, sir, you have to identify yourself like this. And what you also have to do, and this is a valuable point that I'm going to make, what you also have to do, being a person of disability, is not unto death. It's not unto death. You cannot live your life centered around being in a wheelchair. You cannot live your life centered around being in a certain situation, because even if you have Down syndrome, you still deserve love. Even if you have a mental capacity where you can only make a friend for companionship, you still deserve love. Anybody in this world deserves to be loved. Even me. I'm not perfect. Yes, I'm in a wheelchair, and a lot of ladies look at me like a responsibility, not a relationship. Can I say that again? A lot of ladies look at me like a responsibility, not a relationship, which I understand. When you come to grips with yourself, one more time. When you come to grips with yourself and begin to realize that you are more than a responsibility, then you will see somebody somewhere actually wants to deal with you. Because can I say this, and this is for anybody, everybody, anybody who's everybody. This is who this is for. Listen, I believe that love, and this is my opinion, I believe that love was created through distance. Let me explain. Because people always say that long distance relationships do not work, blah, blah, blah. Yes, they do. It depends on who the person is. It depends on whether they have standards, morals, and values. It depends on their willingness to go forward with you. You understand? It depends on how you portray yourself to them. If they feel like you're going to be unfaithful, therefore they're going to do the same thing in return. I trust someone who trusts me. You know. Because you see, let me do it like this. My mom is from my area, you know, but my father is from the Carolinas, you understand? And coincidentally, my father happened to meet my mom and they collaborated and made me, you know. So I'm a product of two different places. And they were 8 hours apart, but they happened to be here. So now I have family in multiple places. I was created through a distance, but they came together as one and made me. So therefore, if you look in the right places, if you put yourself out there, and if you're specific with God, if you're specific with God and tell God, I want someone like this. Disabled people, you have to pray too. I'm talking to those ones who can really understand me. You have to pray too. If you're specific with God and you tell God, I want a certain woman or I want a certain man, this is what you do. If God gives him to you, whether he's in a wheelchair or not, do not overlook him because sometimes, or do not overlook her because sometimes you will miss your blessing because your hugest blessing could come in a weird way. Can I say that again? Your hugest blessing, ladies and gentlemen, can come in a weird way. I know you may be used to dating someone who is typically okay, who is typically normal, who is typically quote unquote there, but you know what? Tell me, can anybody tell me what normal really is? Because if you look around the world and if you look right around your city, wherever you're looking at this video from, I want you to understand there is no normal person because everyone has flaws. But when you really love somebody and you put yourself out there to date somebody and it really starts to work, guess what? They're going to look past your flaws, ladies and gentlemen, and see you for you. You understand? Because I've had so many people come my way and they gave me such a hard time, you know. But I had to not give up. I couldn't let bitterness enter my heart because I told God that I wanted to be one of those men who understood the importance and the worth of a woman. Can I say that again? I told God that I wanted to be one of those men who understood the importance and the worth of a woman. I will never say that a woman is not for me because God created woman for him. Who is him? I am him. Sir, you are him. You know. So wheelchair or not, you can date who you choose. Don't let anyone dictate your life just because you're sitting down. Don't let anyone dictate your life because they feel like that particular person is not good enough for you. Don't let anyone make you feel shame. And this is for people who are walking around. Listen, don't let people make you feel shame of who you fall in love with because they look at you and they say you could do better than that, but then you lose out on who God really wants you to be with because you're listening to what your friends say. Ladies and gentlemen, if you love somebody and you want to date that someone, by all means, by any means necessary, go ahead and do it because nobody knows the love that you really need. And your love may not come from a person who's in a wheelchair. Your love may not come from a person who's walking around. Your love may come from a person like me. Your love may come from a person that works in the nursing field or that has had job and experience in the nursing field. You don't know where your love is going to come from. People need to stop being so stereotypical and everyday cliche and learn to open up that box that they live in and see the world for what it really is. See the world for what it really is. Ladies and gentlemen, we are people too. Wheelchair or not, we're people too. We want to be loved too. We have desires too. You know, like I said, some people may not be able to have relations, and when they're in a wheelchair, but they just want the companionship. They just want to be kissed. They just want to be held. They just want to be with somebody so they can feel a state of normalcy. You dig what I'm saying? As for me, I thank God that I'm in a different kind of equation, and I won't go into that. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, everybody deserves love. Now look, this is the end of the video, man. But before I get up out of here, share this with your friends, your loved ones, your sisters, your brothers, your aunties, and uncles. Because they might need to know about love. I'm not a guru, but I did that. Yeah, I did that. You know what I'm talking about? But if you want to follow me on my social medias, you must, on YouTube, you must press the notification bell. You must subscribe. You must comment and share. My Instagram is capital J, capital S, story _row, that is MR _ROWE. Okay? This is my new Twitter because I don't know what happened to my old one that I was saying in prior videos. But I can't get into it, so my new Twitter is MR, that's lowercase, capital R, lowercase ROWE 83 at Twitter. So that is Mr. Rowe, lowercase MR, capital ROWE, lowercase for the ROW, lowercase for the OWE. The R is uppercase and the rest of the letters are lowercase. If you want to follow my Facebook, it is my real name, Joshua Rowe, ROWE. That is my real name. Joshua, just in case you don't know how to spell it, it is JOSHUA. Let me give you my Twitter one more time. My Twitter is MR in lowercase, capital R, lowercase OWE 83 at Twitter. Share this video again with your mom, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your auntie, your uncle. Your boy is in the building, man. You know what they call me. I go by that name, man. I go by that name. They call me Joshua, a.k.a. Mr. O, b.k.a. J Story. You heard me? Look, I'm gone.